I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning oil. A fiery stream issued and came forth from before him. Thousands ministered unto him, and 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him. The judgment was set, the books were opened.
I saw in the night visions, and behold, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven, and came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him. And there was given him dominion and glory, and a kingdom, that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed. Psalm 110. The Lord said unto my Lord, Sit thou at my right hand, until I make thine enemies thy footstool. The Lord shall send the rod of thy strength out of Zion. Rule thou in the midst of thine enemies. Thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power. In the beauties of holiness from the womb of the morning, thou hast the dew of thy youth. The Lord hath sworn, and will not repent. Thou art a priest forever after the order of Melchizedek. The Lord at thy right hand shall strike through kings in the day of his wrath. He shall judge among the heathen. He shall fill the places with the dead bodies. He shall wound the heads over many countries. He shall drink of the brook in the way. Therefore shall he lift up the head.
All right. Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elder legitimate who rule well, teach well, being great examples towards younger brothers. And peace and blessing, salutations to the hopeful elect out there pushing his word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds. In the name of Yahweh Bashim Shai, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful elect, the believers, the listeners whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashim Shai. All right. And what I want to get into today is just do a follow-up of what's been unfolding, over there in Syria, and what, all right, we, just speculate, things that could happen and what it means in prophecy. Okay, because there's a lot of confusion. This thing happened quick. It caught a lot of people off guard. And what we're seeing, all right, is these devils up top, okay, pretty much putting themselves in position, to establish, all right, this NWO. All right, and we got to understand that they're moving most of their assets out east. Okay, and these devils, all right, beginning with the bankers, okay, and this beast system, dealing with the different governments of this beast system. Well, they've colonized the planet Earth, French, America, the Spanish, all right, the Britons, okay, Portugal, okay, and the top three players, you see, the French, all right, the British, and and America, when it comes to colonization. And they carve up the planet Earth, based on the resources. Okay, you got French that have different parts of Africa. British, America, all of them have, their different parts of Africa that they colonize. Okay, oppress, the locals and extrapolate the resources. They do the same thing in South America. Okay, the same thing in India. Okay, even in China. Okay, and these devils, all right, they carve up the planet Earth, based off resources. And in this NWO, what we're seeing, which is going to start the actual war, all right, is you're going to see a lot of crossing, double crossing, and triple crossing, as these different, fascists of Edomites, fight, for this top position, okay, within this new world order. All right. And one thing that all these nations can agree on, that they're tired of America, okay, being the superpower of the earth. Okay. And that's why everyone eventually is going to turn on America. So what you had in Syria, with the topple of the Messiah regime, okay, which was pro Iran and pro Russia, okay, and Iran, you know, what you call the axis of resistance, which pretty much was a conglomerate, a strategic, military conglomerate that Iran had, staged, throughout the region. Okay, Hezbollah in Lebanon, the Houthis in Yemen, okay, Hamas, okay, in the Gaza, and you had resistant forces in Syria and in Iraq. And Syria was pretty much, the crossroads to where a lot of these resistant groups would be resupplied by Iran. Okay, and Syria was very strategic, all right, for Iran to project its power in their region. Okay, and for the longest, all right, the devils been wanting to topple, all right, the Bashar regime, okay, because it wasn't as submissive as those other Arab, all right, nations to the small hats. Okay, so with them, finally toppling, all right, the Bashar regime, okay, well, we're seeing that the devils in the West, they're in a very boastful spirit, okay, because this is a victory for them, okay, which is all set up for the Lord's will to play out. Okay. And when you read Psalms 10 and 3, and I'm getting the NLT, it says, "For the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and blessed the covetous whom the Lord abhorred." Okay. So when you go here to the NLT, all right, it says, "For they brag about their evil desires." Okay. And we know their main desire is to establish a new world order. But these devils do wickedness in the earth and boast in it. All right, because pretty much what they did, all right, was turn these terrorist groups, okay, into mercenaries. All right, all these so-called freedom fighters and rebel groups are nothing but, all right, mercenaries, okay, of the West, okay, to do their dirty work, to topple governments, to cause chaos. You see, for the elites to come in and swoop up the resources. Okay. It says, "For they brag about their evil desires, they praise the greedy and curse the Lord." Okay. So what we're seeing these devils doing, is doing land grabs, okay, doing money grabs. Because even with the C-19, all right, when they had the shutdowns and a lot of these, middle class businesses, small businesses was going under, but you had these major box stores becoming rich. I believe Jeff Bezos became a trillionaire. Okay, and he said he brought in trillions. All right, during the lockdown. Okay, as people was at home, they had to do a lot of their shopping online. Okay. So what we're seeing is these devils pretty much, do money grabs, land grabs for resources. Okay. And it is division, it's double crossing. Like I said, you're going to double cross, triple cross, treachery. Okay. And we're seeing this phase, okay, all right, before they really bring in, all right, this new world order. And in this, you see, it's like some urgency, before, all right, Trump get in. Okay, well, Trump is just going to be the front man for the agenda of the elites. Okay, well, 2025 is setting up to be very interesting, man, on every level. Okay, so I want to play this real quick. I got a quick video, and then we'll get into some pre-sales. But you go here is my guy George Galloway. All right, so we just play a few minutes of this. Okay, kind of get a brief of what's going on, and then we'll expound in the spirit. So let's go here.
Syria is no more, really. Israel occupies 3 times the size of the Gaza Strip of Syrian territory in just 2 days. And frankly, they can go as far and wide as they want. Nobody is opposing them. Nobody can oppose them. Any means of opposing them have been destroyed with the active complicity of those now in charge in Damascus. In fact, those now in charge in Damascus will not even utter a word of condemnation about Israel's seizure of their land. In fact, the new Che Guevara that is in power in Damascus has said categorically that his country is no longer an enemy of Israel, that his country will not fight a war with Israel. So Netanyahu can go as far as he likes, and he might go all the way. Why not? Now that all the Arab states are completely disarmed, now that the Syrian Arab Republic is no more, they don't have an air force, they don't have a navy. Israel has destroyed both of them in the last 48 hours. They don't have an army, they have an armed group of fanatic terrorists, of variety of plethora of different organizations, some of whom have even begun fighting among themselves already, and definitely will be within days, weeks, or at the maximum months from now. The Takfiri fanatics are crushing the Kurdish fighters in their enclave in Syria. They may find it a tougher nut to crack than the Syrian Arab army was in the end. These Kurdish groups are militarily, pardon me, very experienced, very well armed, and crucially, have the support of the United States. So we now have an intra-NATO conflict going on in the north of Syria between Turkey and US-backed Kurdish opposition groups.
So what you have going on now, all right, is so once they got the Assad regime out, the Syrian military is no more, is non-existent. So it's pretty much a defenseless state. You know, there's absolutely no defense in Syria. Okay, the military is completely absolved, and you have on the small hats, they're completely destroying, all right, the military infrastructure that was set up by Syria. Okay, so all the fighter jets that they had, all the missile defense systems, all the Navy vessels, all those things have been destroyed in the last 48 hours. These small has just been bombing crazy. Okay, because there's no resistance. You know, because Syria did have air defense, all right, capability, but there's no one to man those anymore. There's no military personnel to operate those anymore. Okay, so it's pretty much just open air for the small hat Air Force, and they pummeled, okay, Syria's military infrastructure to nothing. Okay, and these paid militants, all right, these operatives of the West, all right, that they say are freedom fighters or resistant fighters or rebels, okay, they pretty much run, all right, Syria. And see what you're going to see with the Western governments, they're going to fall back in the shadows, okay, and they're going to let these militant groups, which they're already fighting each other, they're going to let them fight it out. Okay, and this shows you that this thing happened faster than they expected because they don't have a government, okay, replacement government already staged. Usually when America does a coup, all right, America, the West is involved in a coup with these other nations. They already have a staged government to replace the one, all right, that they're going to remove. Okay, with this one, they didn't. Okay, so what we're seeing is these militant groups pretty much is in a brawl for it all, and they all backed by the West. Okay, so you're gonna see these Western governments fall back, and they're gonna let it get chaotic. All right, they're gonna let footage go out. They're gonna let news report on it. They're gonna let it get chaotic, and then they get to come in and play the hero. Okay, the Western governments, mainly America and the small hats, they're gonna get to come in and play the hero. Okay, and we have to remember there's two things at play. All right, first let's start here because these small hats, all right, they love to use the Bible, you know, all right, to their convenience when it comes to a particular thing. But this land grab that we're seeing, let me see. All right, this land grab that we're seeing plays a part in what we know as the Greater Israel Project. I mean, let me put it up. All right, which that's been the thing for years. All right, but you have this thing called the Greater Israel Project. Okay, and you see the red line is where they want to extend, all right, the borders of Israel. Okay, in which these devils, all right, they're trying to fulfill what's written in the scriptures because all that's our land, which was promised to our forefather Abraham. Okay, but these devils, all right, they want this land and they run over certain pipelines. They got certain, deals, which I'll show you the pipeline in a minute. But ultimately, these devils will whip out the Bible when it's to their convenience. Okay, when it's some type of scheme, okay, and the Bible is convenient and lines up with their scheme, okay, they whip out the Bible because when you go into, which I'll post it real quick, the Genesis 15, which this was told to our forefather, okay, you see, because the promise goes to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, all right, but these devils, okay, like I said, they're claiming, to be us in that land. All right, some damn imposters, man. So this is an agenda at play as well. All right, with them, extending their borders because, they're on the way. All right, as they say, they're on the way to Damascus. All right, and the scriptures speak about what Damascus shall be what a ruinous heat. Because it's gonna be war torn. Because a lot of militaries, all right, are heading their way. Okay, well, we see happening is setting the stage for a lot of militaries to head their way because you got to go through Syria to get to the Valley of Jehoshaphat. Okay, which the Lord is going to summon the militaries of the earth to their region, man. Okay, so any conflict, whether the West gets the advantage of the East, okay, it works in our favor. All right, but you read this here. This is Genesis 15 and 18. All right. And it says in the same day the Lord made a covenant with Abram, saying, unto thy seed have I given this land from the river of Egypt unto the great river, the river Euphrates. Okay. And this is, you see, all right, the borders of, all right, the Greater Israel Project, which the east of Egypt, okay, will be included. Okay. You have the majority of Syria, okay, within the Greater Israel Project. All right, Jordan, all right, and Saudi Arabia, the top of Saudi Arabia to the top, okay, and even half of Iraq. You see, and this is why they have that agenda to topple these certain governments, okay, within all right what they call the Middle East, okay, to expand those borders and to also, all right, extrapolate the resources because what do they want to do within these new borders, all right, that they're carving out, okay? So let's go from here. Um, let's see. Yep. So you got these two pipelines. All right. Now the one in the let me see if it blow up some. All right. So you got the one pipeline, okay, in the green. All right, and that's the one that Russia and Iran is for. All right, and this is why you see these nations have these certain alliances, okay? Because you have Iran, all right, a pipeline that will go from Iran through Iraq, through Syria, and through Lebanon, all right? So why do you think Hezbollah, okay, is right here in the south of Lebanon where this pipeline will go through, okay? So when you follow, these certain agendas, you see these alliances, all right? Iran, Turkey, okay? Well, Iran and Russia, because Turkey is playing both sides at the moment, but we know according to prophecy what Turkey is going to do, okay? Turkey is going to flip, all right? And then you have this pipeline in the red, which comes from Qatar, goes through Qatar, all right, through Saudi Arabia, through Jordan, all right, through Syria, then through Turkey, okay? And you know that Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Jordan, all these are pro-West. They're for the West, okay? And see, Syria was the holdup, all right, for the West because they was pro-Iran and Russia. But now that the Assad regime is gone, okay, now Syria is pro-West, okay? Because those militants, all right, are nothing but do boys for the Western superpowers, man, okay? So the West is going to swoop in, after they let it get chaotic, after they let the violence go crazy, okay? And they're going to swoop in to do what? Play the hero, order out of chaos, okay? The great Western superpower, the heroes of the day, okay? Which they fund the chaos, all right, for their agendas. You see? So you have this at play, all right? And eventually it's just going to go into all out war. And everybody is going to flip on America, man. Okay, and those small hats are going to get pummeled by all these nations in this region, man. Okay, according to prophecy, and that's why when you have all these stories going every way and people saying this and people saying that, nah, we're gonna stick to prophecy, man. Okay, so let's go to prophecy. All right, to see how this thing is going to play out. Okay, because we know even EU nations are going to turn on America, man. Okay. So you have that Greater Israel project, you have those pipelines, all right, that's at play. Okay. You have Syria, pretty much is the crossroads for a lot of those weapons that Iran was facilitating through their region. Okay. So that's been, choked out. They say that they, got all type of smuggle routes, that they still can use, but we'll see, and time will tell, it's a lot of speculation, but we know eventually it's going to lead up to what the Lord said going to happen. All right, regardless of all these games that these devils is playing, all right, eventually it's going to play out bad for them because at the end of the day, America is in the background, all right, with the most treachery out of everyone. Okay. Let's go here. All right, this is Isaiah 21:1. It says, the burden of the desert of the sea, as whirlwinds in the south pass through, so it coming from the desert from a terrible land. All right, and the Middle East region, they call it the global south. Okay, which is going to be the hot spot for this third world war. It says, a grievous vision is declared unto me, the treacherous deal of treachery. All right, the treacherous deal of treacherously, and that's America, and the spoiler, because America's in the background of all this treacherous dealing that we see. The crosses and double crosses. Okay, there's a lot of backdoor deals. Okay, but see, America's used to setting these nations up, and America wins at the end. Okay, setting up different coups, setting up different chaos. Okay, backdooring nations when it comes to the resources, and then they'll even use these certain extremist groups for mercenaries one minute, and the next minute they'll be the most wanted. You see, just like they did Bin Laden. They used Bin Laden, they propped him up, they funded him to go to war with Russia. Okay, but when it was convenient for them to use him, okay, as the as the global villain, they did it. Okay, so America is the most treacherous nation in the earth, but it's all going to come back on them, man. It said, "Go up, O Elam," all right, which is Iran at this time. "Besiege, O Media," which is Russia. "All the sign thereof I have made to cease." Okay, because the Lord, like I said on the last one, all right, the Lord is setting it up to where Iran ain't gonna be able to depend on these proxies like they used to. They're gonna have to deal direct. Russia gonna have to deal, more directly. Okay, because Russia was funding Iran. Russia is, supplying Iran, and Iran was supplying the Axis, man. Okay, but that Axis done took a hit. Now, how bad we don't know. We'll see. We'll see. How how it play out with that. But eventually, the Lord, all right, is going to have it to where Iran and Russia going to get very direct, all right, with the West, man. Okay, now let's go here. I think that's Isaiah 33, and then we'll get some. All right, this is the book of Isaiah 33:1. It says, "Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee." Because these nations, will try to deal reasonably with America. They will make deals with America and the West, but they will always get screwed over. Okay? This devil, all right, this is not the guy to sit down at the table with, man. Okay? And this man has spoiled most of the earth. He has his hands in everybody's resources in the earth, man. This beast system, okay, has just dominated the earth resources, man, and dealt very treacherously with them. Okay, it says, "When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled, and when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee." And this is where we at. Hey, these nations are going to deal treacherously with America, man. All right, America and these small hats are going to lose the worst. Okay, when this thing pops off, man, because you go here to Obadiah. Okay, it's the book of Obadiah, because like I say, even these EU nations, because here it is, the EU, have to deal with the backlash, okay, of America's decision making. Okay, but it's gonna come to an end. All right, it's gonna come to a point, okay, where the EU is gonna flip. Okay, this is Obadiah 1 and 1. It says, "The vision of Obadiah, thus said the Lord power concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle." And it says her, so that's how we know we're speaking about America, man. They whore, they ride the beast. Okay, out of all these Edomite, governments that's in the earth. Okay, when you see that word her, it's speaking about America, man, the superpower of Edom. Okay, it says, "Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised," man. And right, America has isolated itself, man. And even now, with this whole thing with Syria, the world is seeing the hypocrisy of America, man. Because here it is, they made Al Qaeda, which Bin Laden was the head of Al Qaeda. Okay, but they made Al Qaeda the boogeyman all these years, and now they fund and train and equip the same extremist group, all right, so-called extremist group, as they say, to take down Syria and allow these devils to run the government in Syria. Okay, so the world is looking at the hypocrisy and how unreliable and treacherous America is, man. Okay, which is making America losing all credibility, man. Okay, and it says, the pride of thy heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, said the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shai. And the Lord, has these devils getting these victories so it can be more puffed up, And this devil, he has, this military prowess. Okay, all this military might, even in the heavens. He got weapons, in the atmosphere, man. So even though he has extended, his might unto the stars, man, to the atmosphere, the Lord's going to bring this devil down, man. Okay, to slave status. It said, if these come to thee, if robbers by night, all right, how art thou cut off? Will they not have stolen till they have had enough? If the grape gatherers came to thee, will they not leave some? Will they not leave some grapes? Okay. It says, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? And for the longest, this man was able to operate in the shadows, man. He was able to operate, okay, in the back. Okay. Nobody, paid attention to him being the one that causes the chaos. Okay. We just seen him come in and play the hero. Okay. You see? So let's go here. Let's read this again. Obadiah 1-6 said, how are things of Esau searched out? How are the hidden things sought up? Okay. And now we're seeing that there's a call out against this devil wickedness, man. Because all the news that you watch, everybody's saying, like, look, this is nothing but, okay, the Western powers toppling the government for their own political agenda. Okay. What the small has to do, bombing the hell out of Syria and, pretty much just seizing land to themselves in Syria. Okay. The earth is looking at these people in disgust, man. Like these niggas are a problem, man. Okay. So when you read on, it says all the men of that confederacy, okay, these EU nations, all right, NATO nations, okay, which Turkey, okay, is a NATO nation, all right, but they're confederate with the West, all right, and that's gonna be a major, all right, plot twist when Turkey flips on these devils, man. It says all the men of that confederacy have brought thee even to the border. All right, the men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. Okay, so all these nations that partook, okay, in these these treaties, okay, and it says they that eat their bread, this economy, okay, that partook, because even you go into the European union, all right, it was founded on the common market, all right, where these nations will share in each other's markets, okay, these transnational markets that they participate in, via America, because these banking systems are American banking systems that do these global transactions, man, throughout the earth, okay, because the American dollar being the reserve. Okay, the nations would do these major transactions through American banking system, man, and that's why those sanctions, America weaponizes sanctions against these nations, man. because they was linked. Their economies are so linked, okay, to the dollar. Okay, but there's a major plot, all right, being laid. All right, there's a major conspiracy. Okay, there's a major plot and a trap being set for these devils, man. Okay, and this is what we're going to see play out when they get through all this back and forth, and you know all the madness that they got going on. Everybody's going to turn on America, man. Okay, and it's the Lord's doing. Let's go here, Revelation. America gonna be a desert. Okay, and the small hats gonna get obliterated in that land. All right, now this is I read Revelation. I'm gonna read 17, verse 17. I'm gonna jump up to 16. It said, "For the Most High have put it in their hearts to fulfill His will." See, this is all the Lord's doing. Okay, and this is why we stick to prophecy, because this is the narrative that's gonna play out. Okay, no matter what it looked like on the surface. Okay, we know this is how it's going to end. Okay, and everything that those devils doing is working against them. Okay, their propaganda is working against them. You see, and their greed is working against them. And it says, "And to agree and to give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled." So these nations, have joined themselves to the beast system. These EU nations. Okay, when America, being the superpower that dominates the system. All right. And you read verse 16 says, "And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore." Okay. And these EU nations, all right, as we've seen over the years, man, they've been at odds with the whore, with America, man. Okay. America, hey, they make moves what they call unilateral, which means, pretty much America got that spirit of an independent woman. Okay, like a nigga woman that make decisions. She don't care how it affect the house. She don't care how it affect the man, the children. She just make decisions. She don't care who it affect, long as she benefit. That's the spirit that America has been moving in the earth, man. Okay, they don't care who it affect, long as they win. Okay, and it said, "These shall hate the whore and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire." Man, that's gonna be with the nukes. Okay. So we know eventually even the EU, okay, which, they play a part, all right, in a lot of this chaos we see, mainly, Britain, the M16, which is the equivalent to the America CIA, okay? And then also you have going on too, because, you have this division, all right, between what they call the Arab world, all right? You got the Sunni and Shiite. Now the Sunni Muslims, they're more pro-West. The Shiite Muslims, all right, they're more anti-West. All right, you have the Shiite, which you have Iran, okay, which is more Sunni than Shiite. Okay, but you have Iran, all right, the militant group Hezbollah, okay, those are Shiite. Okay, they're they have a more austere stance towards the West. Okay, but you have Sunni, your Saudi Arabia, Qatar, what you call your Gulf states. Saudi Arabia, Qatar, United Arabs, Emirates, UAE. Okay, they're Sunni, which are more pro-West. Okay, but even eventually they're going to come together. All right, and deal treacherously with America, man, according to scriptures, man. So let's get that. Eventually they gonna turn. All right. So all these backdoor deals and buying people off and killing generals and buying certain generals off, because that's another thing. Like when America put these sanctions on these especially on these Middle Eastern nations, they become extremely poor. The government, pretty much, you know, it becomes poor. Now the Syrian generals, all right, was only making $40 a month. Okay, they was only making $40 a month. Okay, but then you have these rebels, which are paid, funded, trained, and fed by the West. You have their foot soldiers making $2,000. So what had happened is the men that's in the actual army of Syria or in the actual army of Lebanon or in the actual army of Iraq, they will flip and join the rebels because it's like I'm a general in my state army, but I can be a rebel, okay, and make 1,000 times more, okay, 500% more. You see, so you have a lot of those men that will flip to being rebels, man. Okay, because America will starve out, certain governments, but then they'll spoil, these rebel forces, man. Okay, these devils be doing a lot of wickedness in the background, man, and act like they don't know what's going on. All right, but all this gonna flip on them, man. Salaki. If a brother could, I believe that's Job 4:8. If a brother can post that for me. But this is Second Ezra 15 and 27. All right. Um, let's see. I started 20, then I jumped down 28. This is Second Ezra 15 and 20 says, Behold, said the Most High, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun from the south, all right, from the east and Lebanon, to turn themselves one against another and repay the things that they have done to them. And the them is the elect, man, what they've done to his chosen. So the Lord is causing these nations, all right, to be gathered in this region of the earth to reverence him. Okay? These nations are being summoned to that part of the earth to reverence him. Okay? And they're going to go at it against each other, man. So we're not pro-West or pro-East, man. We're pro-prophecy, man. Okay? We're pro-Yahushua. All right? But going back, verse 28 says, Behold, in horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east. Okay? Those nations, okay, of the east. It says, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon the earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble, man. Okay, so these Arab, these Gulf, all right, states as they call them, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, all right, UAE, okay. Nah, man, they're gonna flip. Okay, and the Lord's gonna put it in their mind to flip, man. And they get a lot of these this military hardware from America, man. See, America has pumped so much weaponry. All right, then you have just this major black market of weapons in that area, and it's all gonna work against these devils, man. You see, verse 30 says, because the Saudi Arabians have been the biggest arm purchaser, all right, of America for a long time. It says also the Carmanians raging in wrath shall go forth as wild boars, which are Iran. Okay, it says they're gonna go forth as wild boars, man, of the wood, and the wild boars are extremely aggressive. When it's forced to defend itself. Okay, and they're hard to kill. Okay, and says, and with great power shall they come. Okay, and this is how I know, all right, Iran gonna come with it. You see, this is why, I know, all right, Iran gonna come with some thunder, all right, because the scriptures say it, man. Okay, and Western media is the last thing you want to listen to, especially when it comes to war, man. Okay, and it says, and with great power shall they come, and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. Okay? And then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature, that wild man. And if they turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them, man. Okay, so the tide's gonna turn, and then you best believe there's a lot of plots and traps set, okay, for America, man. EU gonna turn, all right. Them Arabs, okay, the Arab world, as they call it, they're gonna unite and get busy. Got all them military bases, them American military bases in their region. Okay, they'll be obliterated, man. Okay, Iran gonna go all out. Okay, Turkey gonna flip. Ezekiel 38. Okay, Turkey is gonna flip. You see? Yep, the brother spirit, the brother already put it. Yep, Turkey gonna flip. Let's go. Let's get it. This the brother Tazamak Yashala 2, Ezekiel 38 and 5. It says Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them. And this is with who? Russia. Okay? All of them with shield and helmet. Okay? We follow the narrative of prophecy, man. Okay? Yes, it's cute. It's a little victory, for the West. All right, with the toppling of the Syrian government. Okay, but that's not the end all be all. Okay, this doesn't mean the devil is going to ride off in the sunset. No, everything is happening exactly how it should happen, how it needs to happen. Okay, and it's forcing these nations, okay, to have to get more aggressive with the West, man. Okay, those Eastern nations, man, this conglomerate. It says Gomar, all right, and all of his bands, all right, which is Turkey, and all of his bands is his troops. And there's only two true militaries in NATO, and that's America and Turkey. Okay, and when Turkey flip, America is going to be extremely isolated and finished. Okay, it says the house of Togomar of the north quarters and all his bands and many people with thee. Okay, it says be thou prepared and prepare for thyself. And that's another thing, like Russia, they saying like, Russia was too tied up with Ukraine. But nah, man, they play a factor. Okay, they were dealing with Ukraine and they're winning, so they're not going to stop what they're doing in Ukraine and get too entangled in what Syria had, especially when Syria didn't do what they need to do to have themselves right, man. Because Russia offered, to reconstruct Syria's military, train them guys up, to where they can hold up in their region, man. But Bashar Assad, he refused. Okay, and even Iran was asking, when it jumped off, did he want them to intervene? And they said he was back and forth between yes and no. But that nigga, is glad that nigga out there, man. He ain't built. That nigga ain't got no beard. This nigga running okay, he's supposed to be against Israel and super Muslim, and this nigga ain't got no beard, man. Get this nigga out of here, man. Okay, I ain't like how that nigga stand. Get this nigga out of here, man. That nigga have no posture for me, man. So, but yeah, Russia, they got to prepare themselves, man, because there's so many men trying to join Russian military that it's a waiting list, man, because they can't train them all at once, man. Um, uh, this is back in Ezekiel 38 and 7. It says, be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them, man. So that Russia alliance is still on deck. All right. The fall of Syria, that doesn't mean that Russia is weakened or Iran is weakened. Nah. They're just this war. This war. All right. You pick your battles, you cut your losses, and you go on into the next day. Okay, this is a war. Okay, it's not a fight in the bathroom. This is a war. Okay, and we know according to prophecy how this play out. Okay, so I think I got one more. Um, there. I think that's it. And then Jeremiah. Oh yeah, here you go. Let me get this real quick. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50 and verse. All right. I started 22, and we can end it here. You know, we'll be ready for camp. It's Jeremiah 50 and 22. It says, "A sound of battle is in the land, and of great destruction. How was the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken?" Okay, and this is nothing but war drums beating louder. Okay, like I say, it could be months, before they can allow the chaos to go on for months. Okay, it's gonna be interesting, man. But we know they're just another step closer. Okay, and the war drum just beat louder, man, as the plot thickens. It says, "How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken?" Yeah, because it's supposed to look like, okay, they got the ups. That's why it says, "How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken?" Which is America. Like how? When everything, works in their favor and they got this going and that going and they just did this and. So it's supposed to look, it's going to be a major plot twist. That's how the Lord shows that he is. It says, "How has Babylon become a desolation among the nations," man? Okay? Because this is what all roads lead to America being a desert. Okay? No matter how many coups and whatever they do, it's still gonna be the same thing. It says, "I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon." All right, and thou was not aware, thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord Yahweh by Shema Shai. So the Lord has a snare laid for these devils, man. Okay, and everything that they're doing, they're falling into the trap of the Lord. While the West, is so, used to them setting snares and traps in the earth for everyone else. Now, man, the Lord has them entrapping themselves, man, with all the wickedness that they're doing, man. And ultimately because this great rebellion that they, established in the earth against Yahweh by Shema Shai. Okay, so, yeah, man, I think that's, yeah. And look at this in Job. We just, when when it gets chaotic, just stick to prophecy. The narrative of the prophecy. That's what's gonna play out. Okay. All right. So this is Job 4:8. "Even as I seen, they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same." Okay, and America has sold so much iniquity and wickedness in the earth. All right, that the judgment for America is to be a complete desert, lake of fire. Okay, and ultimately a memorial desert. Okay, or the result of wickedness and rebellion against Yahweh by Shema Shai. Okay, so that was the point. Just want to touch on that, kind of follow up. So like I said, we're going to see how it play out. Um, if they try to do any type of counter offensive, or or they just let it get chaotic and the West come in and play hero. So we'll see. All right, but we know all roads end. At the end of the day, prophecy fulfilled. And Yahweh Shai coming back to dominate everything. All right. So Lord will you brothers and you sisters edify once again. I'm gonna give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakadash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples for his young brothers. And peace and blessings, salutations, and hopefully, shalom.